Previously on the Recruit, Justin's fear of heights tipped him over the edge.
Do you want to be here?
Boozers Matt and Shiloh copped the spray from the coach,
They can start on the bloody bench.
but it was Shiloh who paid the price and was delisted. Tonight, it's a pressure test for the recruits.
He's going to fall, he's going to fall.
As the competition heats up. With an AFL contract at stake, it all proves too tough for some.
You are about to go off the edge.
Hypoxic training builds the capacity in your lungs, so when you're blowing in the first quarter, you want to obviously get your breath back. Guys that train in here can improve their aerobic capacity enormously. Keep moving. Righto. If you're swimming like Justin, just be careful if you're coming up the left side, you don't get one in the chops.
After the kayak down the Yarra River, am I holding it wrong or what? I'm still a little bit scared of water.
We need floaties there.
I don't feel the bath too high, so I'm not a skilled swimmer. I'm actually really bad at swimming.
Keep going, Josh.
How do you reckon we're going? We're 3 weeks in.
I think there's some nervous players.
I reckon the big one's Matty Eagles.
Come on, Matty, let's go.
I mean, on the back of what's happening, there's pressure on him and he knows it.
He just seems to be a bit fragile from time to time.
I'm a little bit nervous after last week. I felt partially responsible at the time for Shiloh being delisted.
Hey, you feel that? I think it's a big week for Rhett.
The players 2 weeks in a row have pushed him into that bottom three. This could be a crunch week for him. If he goes up again, one would have to ask the question, will he survive?
The room for improvement for me is mainly in performing on the field. I really just need to step up and implement all the advice that Mick and Dicko have given me.
Let's go.
Daniel?
He excelled last week. He's starting to get that cheekiness about him.
Yeah.
What Daniel has to be very careful about is be going over the top and creating an illusion that he's something that he's not.
Balance that cockiness.
coming from the NT camp, and I was really pushing to get on the coach's good side, and they were pretty impressed, and I was pretty impressed with myself.
JJ, we need to jump in something.
Yeah. I'm dreading saying this, but I think the gap between his limit and the next watermark that we need is beyond him.
Last week, I felt I didn't deserve to be here. I just need to step my game up. Seeing that I just dodged a bullet.
So we're doing a bit of swimming training to expand our lungs. I was trying to hold my breath for the whole pool, so I came up 25 metres and saw Thorpe and thought it was just a lack of oxygen to my brain and my lungs that I was seeing things.
I think all the boys grew up watching Ian Thorpe swim at the Olympics, so it was definitely a real shock and everyone was real happy to see him.
Special guest, boys, special guest. Ian Thorpe, 37 gold medals in total, 9 silvers and 2 bronze. The bronze he had the flu, all right? So don't forget about that. You're the mathematician. How many's that?
48.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. Oh, the money. 48 medals. And he's here to give us some tips on swimming, and heaven help us, you need it. So, Thorpe, let's get these boys going a little bit. Now, don't go showing off now that he's here with your technique. We saw how rubbish it was before.
Very intimidating swimming in front of Ian Thorpe. He's a world-class athlete and we've got a lot to learn.
Who do you reckon who needs to do a little bit of work? Point someone out.
You mean one?
Get in the deeper water, Matthew.
Yeah, you reckon the long levers, he'd go all right, or...?
Nah. What you've got to try and do is move your hips and you kind of try and glide through the water.
I've had plenty of tips in my swimming career. They've all been don't drown. So for Thorpe to say something that helped me swim, I was wrapped.
Just fantastic, that was a great man.
The worst swimmer was definitely JJ. He nearly drowned 13 times and I was actually scared for him.
Go on, JJ.
He's built like a rock and he swims like a rock, straight to the bottom.
You kind of go like this. You're gasping for air. What you want to try and do is make the breathing part of your stroke.
I think JJ was unfixable. He just couldn't understand the concept of you have to keep your head underwater for a certain amount of time instead of going.
Feel like washing machine motion, like
Boom, boom, it causes a couple of tidal waves in there.
JJ's there flapping his arm, but he's walking along the bottom of the pool.
You made it, mate. Are you tired yet?
Oh, my legs are gone.
Yeah, all right.
I would say I'm the strongest swimmer. Like, I couldn't swim to save my life.
Boys, great session. I think we've done enough. Grab your towel, get out.
Guys, well done in the pool. It was good to see you all improve, or improve a little bit at least.
Definitely a massive fan of Ian Thorpe. Winning gold medal after gold medal, you can't not like him. It's just part of Australia. So just to hear how he got to the top was something that I'll definitely take away.
But how did you deal with the fact that you've got all this training 4 years up to one event or one day?
And it's the tough thing about Olympic sports. If you mess the performance up, that can be the end of your career. It's over. You don't get another shot at it. And so you talk about pressure. That's how much pressure you put on those events.
What did you do to deal with the pressure? What was your strategy around it?
I think the one way to combat any pressure that you might feel is to go back to what you know from training. And I used to try and get myself so ready for competition that I knew that on my worst day, I could still beat my competitors on their best day. And that was what I needed to have the confidence that I could kind of be unshakable behind the blocks before I race.
What's one bit of, I guess, life advice, knowing what you know now, to young athletes?
You're never as good or as bad as people say you are. And what really matters is what your family and what your close friends think. That's the group that you should do things for. And if you can get that right, you're halfway there.
Thorpe, I've got to ask you, I mean, young person in the sport and everyone question your sexuality. Now that you've come out, do you think that's helped homophobia in sport?
I hope so. The problem for me was I was asked about it when I was really young. I was, 16 at the time, I think. It's too young to be asked this. And so because it felt like I was being accused of it, I've always just thought of it as a negative. And once you've told the lie, it feels easier just to continue the lie. But I struggled being in the closet. I don't struggle with being out. We need to make sure that sport's a place where kids can be themselves, no matter what differences they may have.
How do you guys feel there's no openly gay men in our sport?
It's interesting.
What is it, 10% of people?
Up to, yeah.
Yeah, and look how many players there are in the game. So obviously there's a lot of people that are probably worried about their sexuality and how it would be perceived by their teammates.
And over 80% of kids, regardless of what their sexuality is, are going to have homophobic slurs against them. And, some people will say, it's not a big deal. It is a big deal if you are gay. It does affect you. So for you guys, try and nip it in the bud. It's 2016 and it's about time to end it.
I've got a few family members that are gay, and Ian being an ambassador for people who aren't quite sure about their sexuality is a great thing.
Thanks, Thorpe.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. I hope you play footy better than you swim as well.
Thanks, mate.
No problem.
It's good.
Cool.
It was pretty cool to meet Thorpe, but after the swimming session, my whole arm was just in pain and aching. Started off with just a little pimple on my armpit, and as the day went on, it turned into a boil. Got to the point where I had to go to the hospital because I couldn't do it anymore. It was just too sore.
So the ultrasounds come back and there is an abscess under there. So the best way forward will be to try and get it out with an operation. It'll probably mean a week of no contact sport if everything goes well.
I was already starting to question where I'm going to be at the end of the week. I'm not sitting where I'd like to be sitting in the competition. I've been pretty average and I'm running out of time, so the longer I'm in the hospital, the less time I have to, prove what I got.
What's there, Matty? Gold footies.
Since we saw the footies in front of us, we thought it might be a goal-kicking challenge.
Dylan obviously can't participate as per doctor's orders, which is a bit unfortunate for him, but I suppose safety is number one priority.
Welcome to Etihad Recruits and this week's Captain's Challenge. This week's all about pressure. We've got the footies on the deck. Why would we be here today? Any guesses?
Goal kicking.
Goal kicking?
I don't know what's the go is with the footies, but I can see a good rig upstairs.
You're spot on. You'll see a tightrope up there, boys. The challenge this week, tightrope walk with your football across Etihad Stadium.
Get nicked. Get absolutely nicked.
We will have a target on the ground. You'll have to drop your football on and as close to the target as you can. The closest to the target will win this week's Captain's Challenge and be safe from delisting. Justin, what do you make of that?
Nice. Completed the damn wall. Ticked. Standing on a piece of string above Etihad Stadium. Very nervous.
Recruits, I'm going to be down here seeing how close you get to the mark. And up top, you're going to have none other than Jonathan Brown.
Hey, boys! Great to see you!
Three-time premiership player, two-time All-Australian, three-time voted most courageous by every player in the league.
Now, boys, every day in the AFL, you face plenty of pressure. Plenty of external pressure, plenty of internal pressure. My advice to you is, you either go hard or you go home. All the best, boys.
First up, Justin.
Yeah,
Have a look at that face.
Going into every week, I'm worried about height and water. So I'm going to have to try my best not to cry.
Here he is, the big rooster.
Again.
I can see you're looking forward to this, mate.
I'm wrapped.
Bit nervous.
Yeah, a little bit nervous, mate. So,
How do you face your fears, mate?
by coming up against them and trying to knock them over.
This might be a walk in the park for you, mate, compared to the
definitely
damn
not.
wall.
No, definitely not.
Has anyone been shat on by a pigeon? because your chance with Justin here. They say it's good luck, so get under it, boys. Push him off, Brownie!
Let's gear up. Push him off. Boys are giving you a bit of stick, mate.
No, ripping.
Yeah, Justin. Come on, bruh. Smash it, Just. There we go. Yes. Oh, man. Yeah.
Oh, this is tough. Having a chat to Brownie, my legs were shaking, but I tried to stick my chest out and look tough.
If I fall, how far do I fall? All the way, mate.
Come on, Just.
He brought me back down to earth. I wasn't tough.
3, 2, 1.
Go, Just, let's go. There he goes.
Am I going slow or?
No, it's good.
The legs are shaking. Jesus. It's amazing how you can see the colour of his skin from here. Just pale.
My game plan was just to walk across, get over the target, hold it like a missile, and just go right on the bullseye. That went out the window.
Keep charging it.
Oh.
Another 10 metres and you're above it, hit the target.
In this week's Captain's Challenge, we have to walk across the tightrope above Etihad, also with our footy in our hand, throw it at a target from 40 metres above the ground.
Just remember, boys, if no one hits the target, it's the closest that'll win.
Looks a little bit edgy, the big fella.
I was shaking, we didn't know what to do with the footy.
Don't listen to those dingbats, mate. Just keep charging.
This could be the toughest thing Eddie has ever witnessed.
Keep your eyes up.
Have a thing, mate. Eyes up, mate. Eyes up.
Keep going, mate.
Go, Justin.
Don't stop.
Let go, Justin. Balance with your feet. Keep going, Justin.
Just missed. You couldn't get rid of that footy quick enough. You just dumped it like a bag of spuds.
He'd had enough. He just... he was sick of it.
Well done, big fella. It was a good effort. He was himself, definitely.
I'm still shaking. But yeah, to finish, pretty happy with.
It's a little bit wobbly. I don't think they've secured it that well, this rope, so I reckon just keep moving.
Come on, Brady!
I was thinking about where I could put the ball, and I came up with the idea of putting it in between my harness.
Oh, harness!
I wore 2 gloves up there, which probably was a mistake, because I had a bit of trouble getting my ball out.
Oh, you gotta drop it! Oh, yeah! Oh! Next recruit up is Jackson.
I'd like to think that I'm pretty composed and cool, calm, collected. But when I get any higher than 10 metres...
Getting a bit slow. Getting a bit slow, Jackson. Just keep going forward.
There's a little voice in the back of my head saying, what the hell are you doing?
Here it is.
JJ!
What's the toughest situation for you on the football field to handle?
I reckon just keeping myself composed and just pressure.
My self-confidence does need work.
Yours for the taking, JJ.
It was pretty terrifying. My legs started shaking and...
Stay composed. Stay composed, mate. Oh.
I wanted to be safe for the week.
She's not very stable. To manage pressure's hard.
Let's go, Jaden!
To me, it looks like they get close to the finish line, they can almost touch it, and then they lose focus.
Here we go, Darren!
That's what happens out in the football field. If you start to think about the end result too much, you lose focus and you make mistakes on the field.
It's pretty simple. Hit the bloody target!
Have you been put up for elimination yet?
No, not yet. I feel pretty confident where I am right now. I think I'm pretty good. 'Cause this is how we do it.
This is how we do it.
Singers, give us a dab. Oh, it's a bit bumpy to do a dab.
Daniel's kind of like a little child at times. I mean, in terms of professionalism, he's got a long way to go.
I feel like I'm in the clouds with Jesus.
He's a bit of a character, this lad.
I haven't seen him in the gym too much. He eats a lot of junk food and he doesn't take criticism too well.
Oh, that's way off.
So there are a few things that he really needs to work on.
He could not hit the side of a barn door there.
Sorry, boys.
Oh, that was actually in a different postcode. Like,
Matty, been a big week for you.
yeah.
How are you handling the pressure of, I suppose, getting a spray from Mick last week and you lost one of your mates?
It was difficult, but got to show everyone that I'm here for the right reasons and prove them wrong.
Right, yeah.
Oh, big fella! Oh, he's flying out!
Mixed sprays definitely made things more real in the house.
Exploded, big fella.
We're all on our toes now and all concentrating on the prize.
Oh, money!
Technique's very good.
He's got the squat! Oh, he's... Yes! Yes!
I think he might copy a bit from the boys, his little squat technique.
Oh, sure, he's laying an egg or something like that.
Didn't pay off though.
After last week, I copped a spray from Malthouse, and I think the boys will use that against me, so it would have been nice to win it. Oh, he's confident. Come on, buddy. He's been sitting here critiquing everyone, going, "This is how it's done." Oh, righto, mate. Can hear you from here, Dicko.
I think I'm, growing in confidence each week.
Shaking.
I could win this if I play consistent football and do well in the challenges.
Oh, he's wobbly. Come on, Jack. Stay composed, mate. Jack's definitely got the wobbles up here.
He's shaking like a leaf on that. Oh,
come on, Jack. Stay composed, mate.
Give us something, Jed. Give us a dab. Oh, he's going for it.
Oh, too far away.
felt like I had it.
Oh,
But obviously it could be taken away from me.
go Red.
I'd be second by a couple centimetres.
You've been the bottom three a couple of times now.
2 weeks in a row.
You've got to perform now. The captain's
time.
challenge it's there for the taking. You've still
It
got an
is.
opportunity to get closer.
Jackal went
Jack
pretty well,
did.
but yeah. I was absolutely desperate to win this captain's challenge.
Rhett needs this. It's not a want, it's a need. He needs it to stay out of the bottom three.
This could mean the difference between staying and going.
When you're in the bottom three, especially 2 weeks in a row, you can lose a lot of confidence. So I think it's hugely important to get immunity going into the next week.
Well, mate, keep focused. Don't miss.
Here he goes!
I knew straight away that it was a bit further out than mine. So yeah, ecstatic that I'm captain and I've won something.
I'm stoked for Jack to win captaincy. He's going to be a very good captain. He speaks well and he gets the team morale up, I think. I feel like he's a spiritual leader.
Who got
See
who?
you, lads.
Rhett, the boys down here know the result because it was that far. You were second by 20 centimetres. It might as well be here to Coburg, mate. Because the winner and skipper this week, Jackie boy. Thanks, boys. Granny, appreciate you coming down and helping the boys deal with a bit of pressure.
Thanks, Dicko. It's been great. Jack was pretty impressive with that left arm throw. If you don't make it here in footy, Jack, I think you got a career in the NFL.
Ew. Now, I've got some news, boys. You don't have a game this week. But you got a team challenge and you got some really good opposition.
I think I performed well in the games, so a bit disappointed, but very keen to see what we had in store.
It's all about how well you guys are going to work as a team.
I was really upset that we weren't playing you know. You can't really show your skills.
Let's go. Oh, here we go.
With no game this week, it was a good opportunity for a training session. You know, you can't afford to be slack.
We announced it to the whole house that we were going to go running the next morning, and it was optional, but obviously in a team environment, optional means that you still attend.
I didn't go for the run in the morning purely just because I wanted to rest. Daniel was next to me. He didn't get told about it.
If I knew, then I would have been up.
It's just a miscommunication, and I think the boys took it the wrong way. They thought we were not being team orientated or whatever, so...
There is no optional sessions in the AFL. If someone says optional, it almost means that if you're not there, you're going to be in a bit of strife.
Yeah.
That's it,
Shove
Matty.
him out the way.
Most people were pretty annoyed, but it was sort of all bubbled up in everyone. It didn't really come out until the next training session.
Hey, bring it in, boys. I can't comprehend you're a team and two blokes can't make a running session that you do together. Daniel, Matty, slept in?
There was no communication from last night. We told nobody didn't
So
say
look at this, look at this. Everyone's going against each other.
Nobody
See,
didn't say the night before.
this is not a team. I don't want to be part of a disgruntled group. You're in the house, you wake each other up, it's not that hard. Matty, 199, 26 years of age, it's getting to the pointy end, and guess where you are? About to go off the edge. And Daniel, you got every resource in front of you, and you don't want to make the most of it. In my book, that's unacceptable. We're here to play AFL footy. Are you any danger of getting that through your thick skull? Let's go. Talk to me.
It's time to chill out.
You're not happy with them?
Yeah, because the communications. You know, if it was compulsory, then boys would at least come up and wake us up from sleep.
Jump in the line. Come on.
I was more than annoyed. I was pissed off. I was angry.
Hey, I have a go at everyone, mate.
So this week's challenge will be played against an opposition.
Switch up, boys. My missus is not going to like this.
One of the things about footballers is they're conditioned week in, week out to have a game of football. But there is always a bye in the middle of the year to prepare yourself for the last part of the season. We didn't have a game of football, but we had a massive challenge. It couldn't have come at a better time. It's been able to adjust to something different. Individuals have got their own system. Teamwork is the essence of success.
As soon as I got out of hospital, I knew I wasn't going to be able to compete in the challenge. I was pretty gutted.
Coxie and myself really need to lift our game. We're only here for a short amount of time, so we need to give it everything.
Afternoon.
We see Mick, Dicko, and the Olympic champion Stephanie Rice.
Yeah, to meet two swimming legends in 1 week is pretty surreal.
Someone who knows all about pressure, boys. She's broken 5 world records, triple Olympic gold medal winning superstar, Stephanie Rice. Welcome, Steph.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me.
The first thing that comes to my mind is we might be doing a swimming challenge today. This is not good.
Recruits, it's been decided But you need to work on your teamwork and see how you handle that pressure. There's a bit of a meltdown, you guys know it.
I really need to make an impact on the competition and put my words into action.
Boys, it's a beachside boot camp. So this week's challenge, it will be played against an opposition.
Where are these blokes coming from?
We in trouble.
Switcho boys.
Oh, yeah. My missus is not going to like this. My missus is not going to like this. The moment I saw the women come out of the water, I was quite astonished. I mean, none of us boys have seen a female for a while.
Her in some straw. Ooh, she looks mean.
We're in some Barney rubbly. Oh.
All right, lads. I've brought along a few of my good friends who happen to represent the pinnacle of surf lifesaving. The Summer of Surf Iron Women. These girls are the real deal, recruits. They're incredible athletes.
Yeah, they don't call them iron women because, yeah, they're soft women.
Steph, you're the team leader for the Iron Women.
Well, guys, this is a 3-part challenge, so let's get set for round 1.
First up, it's a paddleboard race. Then, a test of strength. And finally, a test of speed. Recruits, you need to pick the team members best suited to each specific challenge.
Circle, 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 here we go. There's no squabbling today, boys. Don't show any cracks in front of the girls or anything, just as a team.
One team, boys. One team.
You're coming out of the water, all the boys are like, oh, this is going to be trouble.
We're professional athletes. We're not women that sit around and do our makeup and hair. We're women that train really hard. It's going to be a really good competition.
Round 1 is the paddleboard race. 2 people per team. First team to complete the relay race around Cerberus will get 10 points.
I think the girls will do such a good job today out on the boards in the next challenge.
Brady had a bit of a background with surfing and Brett's a bit of an all-rounder on the water. So there was a little bit of confidence.
On your marks, get set. Oh, great transition onto the floor. Go, Brady, go.
Brady started off pretty well. He went neck and neck with his competitor all the way out there.
No, he's done a good job in slipping in behind her.
He used a tactic that I taught him to get in the slipstream behind one of the girls.
I was really giving 110%. in this challenge. My chest is burning. I've never felt pain in my chest like that before.
No, bro. Has Brady turned the boy yet? Yeah, he's coming.
Brett looks a lot like David Hasselhoff, so I have a lot of confidence in his power.
It's so much harder than it looks. It's just unbelievable, really, their fitness level and their technique.
I've got a bit of experience in recreational water sports, so I'm very confident in water.
Did you put a bit of baby oil on the board? Have a look at him, he can't even stay on it.
You know what? Is that her out there? We're already on the home stretch.
He's not even around the boy yet. No, you're joking. Oh, jeez.
Each time I went over in the water, I was just getting a little bit more shitty, and then I realised how Justin felt back in the kayak.
Come on, Rhett.
My body was destroyed. Every muscle was aching that I didn't even know existed.
I cannot even see.
No, is this him coming out now? There he is, there. No. I can see the rescue boat. That's a good sign.
That's a bad sign.
Let's go, Red! Looks a bit like doggy paddle on board.
Goodness gracious me. Well done, mate.
I think people did regret putting Rhett in this challenge. He was falling off. I actually think he wanted to get taken away by a shark.
Congratulations, Iron Women. That's 10 points to you guys.
The girls, they've kind of proven that they can beat us and the ability is there, so the next challenge you go in pretty wary.
Round 2 is the tyre tangle with 4 people in each group. 2 people sprint to the far end, 1 person flips the tyre, tag with your other 2 teammates who will race and flip. The first team with both tyres over the finish line get the 10 points.
We decided to run with a few of the stronger boys who lift the heavier weights in the house.
I was pretty confident at the start. I'm pretty strong. I like lifting things.
On your mark!
Let's go, boys!
Get set! Oh, JJ! Look at him drop the hammer! You go!
Oh. Oh.
JJ had the worst technique. I think it was probably too heavy for him.
Let's go, girls!
They got a better technique than our boy.
You know what? These ornaments are absolutely unbelievable.
The girls took off a bit quicker than JJ. I was really surprised. There's a bit of pressure on the boys to keep up.
Come on, JJ! Come on, JJ! Go, JJ!
Tell you what, the girls are in front. The girls have got them. Push it, JJ!
They got a better technique than our boys. Go, JJ!
There's no game this week and we're doing a beachside boot camp against the Iron Woman. We lost the first round to the girls. Very, very disappointed.
Come on, JJ!
So the second challenge was the tyre flipping race, so we thought we'd put all our muscle men into that.
Tell you what, the girls are in front. The girls have got them.
JJ didn't look too convincing flipping the tyres. Couldn't even see him, the tyre was bigger than him.
Push it, JJ!
Flipping that tyre is pretty tough. Heard rumours it was 250 kilos, so I felt like I was flipping a Suzuki Swift out there.
The girls are in front! Come on, you blokes! Come on, Matty! Shouldn't have slept in the midday!
Matt just takes it to a next level and powers through, I think, about 5 flips.
He was just throwing this tyre like it was a biscuit.
Matty just saved it for the recruits. Oh, Matty was the dominant party.
Definitely.
I have never seen a performance like Matty.
I'm here for a reason and I've got to make sure the boys realise that, and hopefully I've done enough to stay out of the bottom 3.
Congratulations, recruits. 10 points.
There we go!
To see what you're really made of. Don't forget, your teammates are relying on you guys. You fail, we fail.
Round 3 is skull bells. 4 people per team. Each team of 2 must pull the skull bell across the finish line. First team to get both skull bells across the finish line will get the 10 points.
For the last challenge, we really need to step it up. So we thought we'd put forward all our fastest recruits.
On your marks. Get set.
Look at Katie. She's got Daniel covered by a long shot. Good changeover.
You know, the biggest worry would be Daniel.
Come on, Coxie, work! Good, that's gonna work, you gotta work! Pull, pull, pull!
The boys from the sideline thought it was easy, but from where we were, it's not so easy.
Hey, Daniel, get out of second gear, will ya?
She is just flogged him.
Gotta get it over! Daniel, get going!
Come on, Daniel!
This will be tough.
Come on, Daniel! Gotta fight!
They're in trouble.
They're in real trouble.
How much pressure's on the captain?
Jack, he's going to have to work like he never worked before.
We're obviously going to come through for the team and push really hard. I thought we can get him. We definitely can get him.
Tell you what, they've made a comeback.
They've made a big comeback. Jack's made a massive.
Ready!
Oh, Jack!
Let's go,
You gotta work! Sketch, you gotta work! I tell you what,
Absolutely filthy. As captain, I do take responsibility. I was gutted and pretty furious as well.
The winners, the Summer of Surf Iron Women! Thanks Stephanie Ross for her great leadership of a great group. Thanks very much, Steph.
It feels good to be a part of the winning team.
Darren, how are you, mate?
Sir?
Benny,
How
how's things? Rugged week?
I'm feeling amazing. How's your focus this week, Mick, after the Iron Women?
Well, the result worried me. Getting flogged by him.
Hello, recruits.
Hello.
So, we're here again for Rate Your Mate. It's your opportunity to share feedback. As always, at the end of today's session, I'm going to ask you who you think are the weakest 3 recruits. And one of those recruits will be delisted. Let's start with something that happened last week. It wasn't the first week that you'd been in the bottom 3, so how do you feel about being there again?
I was shattered. Being so close to being delisted 2 weeks in a row, it just guts you. But then again, you got to take it in your stride and let it motivate you and move you forward.
Says all the right things, doesn't he?
Do you know what he is, though? He's a wonderful kid. But when I look at his challenge yesterday,
We did lose him down the back around the shipwreck.
5
We
times
thought-
he fell off.
Is that right?
He's very stilted in his run. He's got little, if any, agility capabilities.
What we're here to do is find an AFL footballer. At the moment,
absolutely.
I don't see an AFL footballer.
No.
JJ, you were another one in the bottom 3. Do you think you deserve to be there?
Oh, yes, 100%. I deserve to be there. Like, I didn't really perform to the best of my abilities. Like, I know I can.
JJ, his left and his right brain are not working properly at the moment. You say something to him. How'd you play today? Play good? No, you didn't. Yeah, no, I didn't actually. No, I didn't play that well. You can turn his mind.
This is the kid that's got self-doubt.
If he's not convinced on himself, then...
So, how have you used it as a wake-up call?
Oh, I've definitely sat in the gym quite a bit.
He loves the gym.
Yeah, and it looks good.
Yeah, yeah. Just wondering whether he might be just overdoing it.
Often when you do too many aesthetic weights, you know, that man strength isn't there.
The big tractor tyre flip.
bit flat. Couldn't lift it, Virgil.
From the match stats of the last game, he certainly had one effort in him, but the repeat efforts wasn't great.
That's how he played.
That's not going to cut it at AFL levels.
So, Dylan, you've had a really interesting week. You've been medically exempt from the challenges. How are you feeling about that?
It's definitely frustrating. I just hope that I've shown my teammates and the coaches enough in the previous weeks to get me through to another week.
Terrific kid, we know that. And we know he hasn't played a lot of foot, but we're just not seeing, the jump we wanted.
That's my issue with him. He's been middle of the road the whole time.
So let's talk about this week's Captain's Challenge, the tightrope of terror. Jack, congratulations on being first and winning the challenge this week. You went in with some strategy, Jack?
I did, yes. I thought if I start with some speed, the wind won't affect it so much. But once I got up there, I realised I wasn't a great tightrope walker as well. I was a bit all over the
Yes, I think the word was wobbly, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Knees are weak, palms are sweaty.
Well, I think he's our AFL model at the moment. He's ticking so many boxes from a professional level, a leadership level, and a playing level.
Daniel, you were the furthest from the target. Do you think you took it seriously enough?
I did, but it just didn't go the way I wanted it to.
And talk to me about your nutrition.
I'm just getting used to the healthy eating now, ice creams and lollies. Sort of cut down on that now.
Cut out?
Cut out.
Completely?
Yeah, cut out and never had ice cream for...
You're laughing at him.
I don't mind a few sugar here and there.
Well, don't we all?
I want to show you something, boys. This is my inside source at the house. There you go.
No.
That chip's bigger than your head, Mick, and he's just reefing into that. Oh, hang on. I might just follow that up with a Buffalo Bill. How about you just whack it on your hip?
So that's really, really disappointing.
And I think we should talk about what happened at training the other day. Matt, tell me what happened.
Daniel and myself didn't go to a running session that we had planned. I just had in my head that I was going to rest that day, so...
That's 2 from 2 from Matt.
Matty's,
as far as I'm concerned,
yeah,
that's 2 from 2.
He's 199 centimetres, Matty. Maybe sleeping into middays looking for a growth spurt, Mick. Maybe he just wants to hit in 200.
He's a very interesting cat. I don't know why he hasn't been more successful in the football field.
That is the legitimate question, because 199, good skills, brave,
courage.
I reckon out of anybody here, recruiters would be most excited about him.
To me, there's a word called hope, and there's one over here that says want. He hopes to be a good footballer. Does he want to be a good footballer? Want, you'll run through barriers, you'll jump over hurdles, you will do anything humanly possible to get it right.
I thought Matty handled it really well at training when it was brought up as a group, and now we got straight back into the next drill, whereas Daniel had to take a back seat for a couple of minutes.
Daniel, you don't seem to handle criticism well. Do you think that's true?
Yeah. It's just all new to me. I'm just coming from a total different environment, and when things are thrown straight at me, sometimes I can't handle the pressure, and I just, explode from there. It's just how I am and just how I grew up.
I've been to Halls Creek, and he wanted to get out of that, and did. I think he's a victim of his past, but you know what? At the end of it, we can't be responsible for everything.
No.
And he has to grow through that.
Yeah.
And if he has meltdowns during a game...
You're just telling me how to play my game. Let me play my game. Everybody.
And then he's going one in a training session.
He goes, I need a moment. Well, there's no moment, mate.
See, he may have the skill, he may have the speed.
Certainly physically, his last game was outstanding.
He's made the most rapid advancement to me in all of them. But, boy, I really worry about his temperament going forward.
Now, recruits, it's time to rate your mates. As captain, Jack can't be voted into the bottom 3. I want you to really think this week about who isn't pulling their weight and who's really committed to teamwork and improvement. Who should be delisted?
To make a captain's call. Where there's someone I believe that shouldn't be in the bottom 3, I'd make it.
I just felt sick in the stomach knowing that I could be going home anytime.
Just feel I'm definitely going to be in the bottom 3 for one little training session to make that dream go away. It's just devastated.
Evening, recruits. There's nothing enjoyable about saying goodbye to someone tonight. But someone will be delisted.
Boys, this week has been fantastic for us to look at how you've handled pressure. And as we learned, against elite sports people, we come up short. What you have to realise is you haven't got forever to make it, boys. Why people elect to take the foot off the accelerator is beyond me. We want to get you to a standard that is AFL accepted.
Daniel, got any spare chips for the Seagulls?
No, not at the moment.
Earlier, you cast your votes for the weakest recruits. In your opinion, the 3 weakest recruits are... Matt. Daniel. JJ. JJ, second week in a row, why should you stay in the competition?
I'm one of the fittest blokes around here, and yeah, I definitely can improve from where I am right now.
Matt, it's the second time in a row. Do you care?
Yeah, of course I care. It's just an incident off field that's caught me off guard, so...
Daniel, do you think you deserve to leave here tonight?
It's very hard to say right now.
Do you still want to be here?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Jack, please step forward.
As captain this week, you have the ability to change this lineup. You can swap one of these boys with the recruit who you think's more deserving to be in the bottom three. Or you can leave it as is. Do you want to use your captain's call?
I'll leave it as it is and back my teammates.
All right, mate. You get back in the line.
Matty, you've demonstrated you can play footy. There's no question about that. However, there's something amiss. You're 26. Can we rely on you? Do you really want it bad enough? Daniel, skills, fantastic. Can run, can mark. Then we look at this volcanic eruption that happens too often. And I really worry about what you take in about being an elite footballer. Okay, JJ, I think we all love coaching you because we've got this eagerness and such a keen young person, but then there's this massive self-doubt. There's a facade in front of you that says you got all bravado, but deep down you just seem to lack that self-belief which is holding you back. That one of you guys is not draftable. One of you will not be the recruit. You're delisted. JJ. Terribly sorry, mate. Really sorry. You guys should be very, very satisfied that you got through. Bad luck, son. All right?
I'm pretty devastated, but I reckon it was the best decision. I'm definitely going to take away a lot. Just going to go back to my local footy club and see how I go.
We are almost at the halfway mark. There is no compromising. You have to work your backsides off.
Daniel's a lot at stake. How you feeling?
Just know what I feel right now. To be honest, I just feel like that should have been me walking down.
You see the opportunity in front of you now?
Yeah.
So you got to make the most of it.
Right, boys. Seen one of your mates fall tonight, so let's go. All right?
Wake up call. Big wake up call.
I think I let myself and I think I let my whole family down, to be honest. Everything. But now I see that maybe the coaches have faith in me that I can do something myself.
Lads, come over for a sec. We believe very much in you guys. But you've got to pick yourself up. You cannot drag your ass now. Why would you waste it? Good God, that's what you signed up for, isn't it? So don't bloody waste it.
Next time on The Recruit. A blast from the past. Kathy Freeman.
The great Kathy Freeman rocked up.
Lights a fire under some. Before the boys are rocked by a devastating D-list. Too slow. Too old. No one sees coming.
Was it the right bloke that went?
Pretty cutthroat AFL, isn't it?